yeah, out with his friend. Oh.
Day from FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. It's Week 14 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Ryan Fitzpatrick and the Washington football team taking on Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys.
We are just inside the Beltway Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover. The enthusiasm for football here on the East Coast always in the air. These folks are ready as their guys get set to match up with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. And the opening kickoff will not be returned as that will be a touchback. Here comes this Dallas offense led by Dak Prescott in his sixth season now as the Cowboy quarterback.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game. So what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
Elliott going to get it again on second down. Power running by Zeke. I tell you what, CD, this Washington defense, very strong in the victory last week.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them, in fact.
Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off around the 41. The Washington offense about ready to go to work. And at quarterback in his 17th season now in the NFL, piloting his 9th different franchise, it's Ryan Fitzpatrick.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win. And that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out by a few inches. That'll be a first down. Fitzpatrick to throw it. And that one caught. It's the rookie De'Ami Brown. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
first carry for the Memphis man, Antonio Gibson. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's first and goal.
That's a very nice game there. A confidence-building run. Love the execution up front. The way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
First and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. They'll run with Gibson. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. The numbers on the ground for Gibson a week ago. 20 carries, 71 yards, and a touchdown.
And we all know he had a big workload last week, so I'm eager to see if they decide to back him off a little bit. Personally, I hand it to him 20-plus times again. When a running back's locked in like he is, I want him to keep touching the football.
And this is not going to do it as he stopped at the 2-yard line. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
They'll try again. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave them with some options here on 4th and inches.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. The offense is going to stay out there. We'll see what the play call is. They need to find the right one here on 4th and goal. Now Fitzpatrick looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And Washington has taken a first-quarter lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah.
And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. The extra point by Sly is up and good, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. On the return, Tony Pollard from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Cowboy offense heading out. Let's take a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
Well, no matter your experience level as a quarterback, you throw an interception on that first drive, maybe a little shaken up. Nice response there to get their first down.
I think you make an excellent point. I don't care who you are. You throw an interception, it's going to get to you a little bit. But the ones that we've seen that are the best, you never notice it. They don't come to the bench, throw their helmets. They don't do any of that. They just go back out the next drive and act like it never happened. And that's what we're seeing here.
On 1st and 10, Prescott toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Dak dropping this one off for Zeke. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Prescott on first down. Over the middle, Amari Cooper. It's complete. And, Charles, you see the numbers for Amari Cooper last week. Unfortunately, his effort not enough to help put him over the hump in that defeat.
And let's face it, this is a guy who absolutely hates to lose. When we talked with him, he wasn't talking about the plays he made, was he?
No.
He talked about the plays he didn't make. That's absolutely the mark of a true pro.
On second down now, it's Elliott. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
3rd and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Field goal would have been a decent length at 55 yards. They keep the kicking unit on the sideline. They're going for it. Running with Elliott. Oh, Elliott going to be hit. He coughs it up. Loose football. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll try to throw now. Prescott over the middle, complete. That's Schultz. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. On play action, Prescott. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And, that one going to wind up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. 3rd down coming up. Prescott from the gun on 3rd. And this is going to be incomplete. Zerline's kick is up and through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, Martin, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Out comes the Washington offense as we get a look at the playoff race in the NFC. And, of course, this a critical game in regards to not just the division race, but playoff seeding as well. They are a game up, but a loss here could really muddy the waters.
And both of these teams want to clear things up about how they feel about each other and their standing in the league. Because these two teams, they've really been the cream of the crop in their division. So this game, it's been looming on both of their schedules.
This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
And that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Fitzpatrick. Got a man open. It's Ricky Seals-Jones. A gain of 6 there on 1st. on second down. It's Gibson. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. Third and short yardage, Fitzpatrick. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
A first down throw for Fitzpatrick. That's caught over the middle by Seals-Jones. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
From the 45 on second down, Fitzpatrick. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 33. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Fitzpatrick again. Open man is Samuel, complete. A gain of 6 there on first. On second down, a run with Gibson. Oh, heck of a move. Man. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. So here's a first and 10 now down inside the 20. On first down, right back to Gibson. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15. Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6. Now Fitzpatrick. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Play action now, Fitzpatrick. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And Washington able to stretch that lead out even further.
What can still come? I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Slide for the PAT. This one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And the result, a touchdown for Washington. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is Tony Pollard. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Cowboys about set to take over on offense. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. Prescott. Looking for Cooper, that's complete. A gain of 6 there on first.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Again, it's Cooper as he makes the catch. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down. Buying Running time to his left. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Partner, it's often that man coverage is easier for a quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield. Those guys are staying with them, and oftentimes they have their back to the quarterback, which opens up a lot of space and room, and they don't even know that he's taken off with it. What a big-time pickup on that play.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. The give is to Elliott. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Prescott to throw it. Forced out to his left. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
Nice job there defensively. A great time to dial up a blitz.
And give him credit under center instead of throwing it away. Actually, a pretty good job of getting past the line of scrimmage, not losing yardage. The Cowboys on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
A great job there by this defense. They give up the long drive, but in the end, it looks like they'll force a field goal attempt.
The football, and they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. They pass up the 3, fake it, it doesn't work, and it'll be a turnover on downs. Time again to see Terry McLaurin in the Washington offense, and his 2 touchdowns, a big reason they're winning right now.
So meaningful when you score and it's got your team out there in front. Changes the complexion of everything you're doing. It's one thing to score on garbage time.
And the ball is knocked out. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. It's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. The fumble on 1st down now. Here's 2nd down. Fitzpatrick. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. His first catch, good for 8 and a 1st down. Fitzpatrick. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
But there wasn't much there with that hitch route. They didn't gain what they expected. But sometimes when you call a hitch, you really don't have an alternate to go to. You don't have a second route to throw it to. So sometimes you have to rifle in there and hope for the best.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. Fitzpatrick now from the 50. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. Good contain, no gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down.
The whole idea of the screen pass is to fool the defense in a big way and create a big play.
They weren't fooled.
Not 1 second, not 1 bit. How about them figuring it out, diagnosing it, and spilling it for lost yardage?
So on 4th down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away. They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And now here come the Cowboys. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they felt they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? On the option, here's Elliott. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watched tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs, because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses, those exact type of runs.
So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. But he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Montez Sweat make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
And this is a quarterback who's already had success on the ground in this first half, but this time they're able to hem him in.
And it's always different when you rush a mobile quarterback as opposed to a guy you know will be right back in the pocket. In this case, you got to make sure the inside pressure and the outside pressure match. And maybe even a second wave to make sure if he squirts free, you've got someone to tackle him.
And that nearly intercepted. It's incomplete. Now remember, he had a pick earlier, but couldn't reel that one in. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. The veteran in his first year with the Cowboys, Brian Anger, on to punt. As he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And that is very well done there, as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Here's Gibson to start the drive. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They go play action. Fitzpatrick to the right side and complete to Thomas. And he will lose yardage here back to his own 6. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Washington on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. To throw is Fitzpatrick. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down. A good pickup there. 20 yards. Play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Fitzpatrick now to throw on first down. It's incomplete. Once again, they'll come up to around the 33. And now it looks like we've got a Cowboy shaken up down there on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Washington on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Working out of the gun, Fitzpatrick. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Fitzpatrick. He gets it to Thomas. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
He's going to drop this one down to Gibson.
And he's got this down to the 35. The Washington passing game dialed in now. It's a first down.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing Fitzpatrick. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts,
as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. To the air again, Fitzpatrick. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Miles Boykin, his first touchdown on the year.
And Washington going to add on to their lead.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Sly on for the extra point.
And it's 21-3. So that one a long 11-play drive.
And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Pollard elects to keep it, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Cowboy offense going to head out now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit.
Prescott looks to throw on first. And that's Elliott, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
1st and 10 here. And, you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. Meanwhile, Dak's throw pulled in by Lamb.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Looking to throw. Prescott.
Swinging this out for Pollard.
A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down. And a quick throw here that's complete. 5 yards on the pickup, and just like that, it's 3rd down. Final play of the half, Prescott. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete.
And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We begin with a rematch of Super Bowl 16 and 23. San Francisco, the winner of those 2 games, both of them taking on Cincinnati. And it's the Bengals who are out in front. Joe Mixon, a touchdown run in that first half. From there, we head down to Tennessee to check on the Titans at home in Nashville. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting Jags who are out in front. James Robinson, 3 touchdown runs. Finally, we finish at MetLife Stadium to see what's going on with the Jets. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Saints in that one. 2 touchdown passes there for Jameis Winston. In our game, we got to see a little Fitz magic. Ryan Fitzpatrick looking good. His 3 touchdown passes have his guys out in front. As we hand things back over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3.
The question to be asked, where does this game go from here as we are back at it now on EA Sports?
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Washington offense ready to go to begin the third quarter. And, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it. But I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities. And I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
On second down, here's Gibson again. Gibson gets hit and he fumbles it.
It's picked up by the Cowboys. And the return will stop right around the 25.
Well, number 1 on the list of things not to do when you're up 3 scores in the third, that right there, give the football away.
I love when you speak like that. You know how doctors talk about taking the Hippocratic oath, first do no harm? You just did the football-cratic one right there. Don't give the ball away when you have a lead that you can lock this game down with.
Prescott now after the fumble recovery. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. To throw on 2nd and 10. Prescott. And his throw here's incomplete.
And the passing windows are just not there. And that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. To the left side and complete for Amari Cooper. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And Zerline's kick is good. And that'll get the deficit down to 15. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
Fitzpatrick's throw taken in by Samuel.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. From the gun, Fitzpatrick.
Again, he'll find Samuel for the completion.
No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Shotgun handoff to Gibson.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
that's knocked away and incomplete.
And a lot of being a defender is being able to learn what you can and can't get away with when in man coverage. In this case, he got away with it and helped pop that ball free.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
So the drive's going to start with Pollard. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Coming up on a 2nd and 6.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott.
Over the middle, hauled in by Lamb.
That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Here's Brian Anger now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. A 41-yard punt there with no return.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Fitzpatrick and the rest of the Washington offense back out onto the field.
He's played well. Good first half. He's continued that here in the 3rd quarter. But my question, when you're a head coach, what do you look at stat line-wise for your coach? Do you go right to turnovers?
You really do. As much as coaches don't want to talk about that, that's where it starts. When I played in college, our first rule for every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. And that's kind of how they judge you. Do you take care of the ball, not turn it over, keep it in the proper hands?
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Micah Parsons
brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The first sack of his NFL career.
Well, he shot in, CD, like he was out of a cannon from that linebacker position. And even though they had a running back in the backfield, no one could stop him.
Well, you certainly diagnosed that play perfectly because as fast as he got into the backfield, you're exactly right. The running back had no shot to get over and try and protect his quarterback, and a sack resulted.
3rd and long, Fitzpatrick following the sack. What can he and the gang come up with? Here's Fitzpatrick.
He'll check that down to Gibson out of the backfield.
He'll wind up being stopped for no gain, and it'll lead to a 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
Here's Tress Way now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10.
Dallas offense set for this next drive.
And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, 1st down.
It's funny when I go back to our pregame meeting with Amari Cooper, and we mentioned, what if they play man coverage against you? He almost seemed offended by it, didn't he?
I'll beat it. That's basically what he said, right?
I mean, the best receivers we've ever talked to and covered When you talk about covering them with one guy, they think that's a personal affront. If they feel like if they can't just beat one defender, then they're not very good.
Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. Maybe a frustration penalty there because he's picked them apart.
They've tried their best to get to him and haven't done it successfully. A penalty is a result of that hit there.
It'll be a handoff to Pollard, and he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
They run here with Rico Dowdle.
And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Another 2-yard gain there, but they'll need to do better this time. It's 3rd and 6. Prescott from the gun. And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down.
He's certainly one of those quarterbacks that can burn you with his mobility, but that time able to hem him in and get him to the ground.
Perfect descriptor right there about how they kept him in the pocket. Excellent job of containment, but they were still able to continue to bring such strong pressure without letting him escape. But how about those guys in the secondary as well? Kept the coverage tight, plastered to the receivers, and left no real options for him to throw it downfield.
Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Dallas. That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that? They'll say the 3-yard line. That's where they spot it.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
They'll start on the ground with Gibson.
And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10.
62 yards on the ground for him so far.
I think they're ahead of schedule now after that run. They might be bold with this 2nd down call after that type of a gain.
On 2nd down and 4. Fitzpatrick. That's complete to his tight end, Seals Jones. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. They'll try the left side with Gibson.
And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. From the shotgun, it's Fitzpatrick. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Well, so much for getting separation. No chance there. Locked down tight, forcing the incompletion on that attempt.
On 3rd down, Fitzpatrick. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Thomas. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, the coverage was tight that time. They allowed the pass underneath to him, but they rallied to him pretty fast, too. Converged on him and got him down. That'll bring up 4th down.
Here's Tressway now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Call it a gain of 5, and that'll make it a 2nd down. Prescott off play action. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this 3rd quarter of play. Back now at FedEx Field. It's the Cowboys in possession of the football, but they trail here as we begin the 4th quarter of play. Prescott now. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started. And that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty. And before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Schultz. And he gets it down to the 48. Enough for the 1st. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Play action now. Prescott. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. They'll throw again. Prescott. Able to hit his target, Lamb. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw is Prescott. He's going to find Gallup here complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 2nd and 4. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Schultz. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 15-yard line. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. On the draw, it's Pollard. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 2nd down at 4. They run here with Dowdle. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. The Cowboys on 3rd down. Not getting the job done at all. A very poor 1 for 10. This time it's 3rd and 3. Now Prescott. Dancing to his left. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Dak Prescott, an 8-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys get a bit closer. So this is now a 9-point difference. You figure the book here says kick the extra point, make it a 1-score game.
Now, you and I have seen coaches get overly aggressive in this spot, but I agree with you. Kick it here and get back within a score.
And now in a 9-point game, they'll still just need to go for 1 here. As this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told.
And it was all capped off by Dak Prescott, keeping it and taking it in on the touchdown run.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a one-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. A handoff for Gibson. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Washington on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he finds McLaurin. And some room to maneuver. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
With that down and distance, no real surprise they decided to throw the ball. But I think where the surprise kicked in, the result. Short pass downfield. That ball got taken for a nice journey to turn into a big play.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. To throw, Fitzpatrick. And yet again, it's McLaurin. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Fitzpatrick. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And the Cowboys are right back in this football game. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Jonathan Bostic able to get him for a loss of about 3.
And, of course, that's not an easy man to sack. You know how elusive he can be trying to get outside of the pocket. That was a great play on the defensive side.
And I wonder what was going through his mind, because he didn't seem as committed to using his legs to pick up yardage. He wanted to keep that play alive, so either take off and go or throw it away. But he held on to the football and ended up getting sacked.
To try again after the sack. Prescott over the middle, complete. That's Schultz. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Here's Prescott. He finds his target. It's Schultz. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Meanwhile, Prescott's throw here going to be caught by Wilson.
From the 41, Prescott got his man complete over the middle. It's Lamb. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. 1st down, Prescott.
And that'll be caught by Fehoko.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 12 more yards there and another 1st down. From the red zone now, Prescott.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
Well, another drive coming up for this Washington offense. They get the crucial turnover, just huge, but now they've got the football deep in their own territory, and you got to be careful because if you give it right back, there goes your lead.
Have to be extremely happy with their defense. They received a gift, that takeaway. Even though they're deep in their own territory, now they have the football. And you know there's always that alpha on defense, that grouchy guy. Forget what the coaches said. I'll guarantee you, he told the quarterback, we just took care of you. Now you take care of us.
So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Once more, Gibson. And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the first, right around the 15. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. Here's Tressway now, standing just about on his own goal line. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So Dak and the Cowboys down 21-13, 1:45 to play. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down. To throw, Prescott. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Here's Dak. He'll find Lamb, that's complete. Prescott and Lamb hooking up for the Cowboy first. Now Dak. And this one is incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Now Prescott. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
And Prescott, his 3rd interception. William Jackson with a pick. And he'll get this back across the midfield, striping down to the 47-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Here we go on the next drive for Washington. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Washington about to close this one out as they are down to a knee. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. And they take a knee. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. To a knee goes Fitzpatrick, and that should just about do it. So it's Washington getting the victory here. And it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
So for Washington, it's a very important win as they move to 9-4 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Meanwhile, for Dallas, they can ill afford to drop too many more as they fall to 7.
Salute when you see me. That jealousy is an ocean, and you either float or you sink. Moment of truth, credit check, you not approved. BB King, I'm in love with the blues. Don't start me up, I got finishing moves. Look, salute when you see me. Slid through all the commotion, it's breaking news, they got an ad on TV. Popping out on them, I'm politicking. Probably in a section where you not permitted. My honey's matching my Dodger fitted. Playing all gold, ain't no stopping in it. Look, salute when you see me. I bought her a CC and that was her purse. Disgusting what do for a purse. Disgusting what do for the clout. I'm one of the realest, the realest could vouch. They thought I was done, but all I doubt. You gotta play my mix around. Salute when you see me. Put in the car to my runner gets you speedy. Still thugging like the days when they weren't here in my CD. Made it out of the trenches. Just salute when you see me. Yeah, salute when you see me. I'm getting greedy, I blowed her budget on me, that's on me, I'm conceited. Treaty, nah, that ain't how we treat it. This right here sound like a three-peat. I put it in, it sound like I'm knee deep, I'm like